Each team's had it. Each team has scored. 7-7 here as the kick's away. Fielded about a yard deep. And he'll wind up about 4 yards shy of where he would have been if he had taken a knee, as they'll start at the 21-yard line. The Bengals drive about to get going, and it's a unit last drive that did it all on the ground, Charles.
And they controlled it from the interior, big on big, right? Offensive lineman versus defensive lineman. But you know, in order to keep the football moving downfield, other people have to get involved as well. Your wide receivers, your tight ends, lead runners, anything that you have possible to get in front and keep the ball moving.
And now the defense may be looking out for a pass coming up. So 2nd and 8 here after the pass play for 2 yards on first down. A draw play for Mixon. And that'll hurt the average a bit, as this time they're able to get him behind the line. Officially, it will go as a 1-yard loss, and that's going to lead to a 3rd down.
30 base. 55, Mike. Hey, Haywood. Mike 55, Mike 55. There you go.
On 3rd down, Stanley. And the throw there going to be incomplete.
You hear the calls for a penalty, but I just don't think so. I think in this situation, the defender was making sure his guy couldn't hold on to the football. So I don't see anything that warranted a flag.
No, I'm with you. There was contact, but I'm happy they kept that flag in the back pocket. And just a single punt for him in the loss last week as he sends this one away. Here comes Grant on the return. 51 yards on the punt there. And it'll be Dolphin football. The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. The last possession, these guys were able to tie the game with a touchdown, and now they'll have a chance to move out in front.
Yeah, let's give a big assist to the defense who got the ball back. The special teams went out there, handled things. They've got it. They've got momentum. I know they're eager to get out there and put it on display.
Throwing to start the drive, but that one incomplete. Here's 2nd and 10 now from about the 32. They run. It's Mark Ingram. He takes this one across the 35 to the 36, a gain of about 4.
That 2nd down play call was not to pick up the 1st down. It was to accomplish what they did to get them into a manageable 3rd down, because they had incompletion on 1st down, so they were behind the sticks, so to speak. They needed to make up some ground, and they did.
They only need a yard here. 3rd down and 1 after the penalty. From the gun, it's Drake. And he's got the 1st down as he's up to the 45-yard line. They're able to convert with a gain of 4.
That's quite a spot there for his first carry of the game, but obviously they had plenty of faith in him, didn't they?
No question about it. And here, why not go with the fresh legs? Able to push forward, pick up that 1st. On 1st down. It's Ingram, and he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. It'll wind up being a loss of 2, and that'll make it 2nd and 12. Here we go on 2nd and 12. That's caught by his big tight end, Mike Gesicki. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. A reminder, coming up at halftime, we'll head to Orlando. Standing by there, Jonathan Coachman. He'll have stats and scores from around the NFL in his 2nd week of the regular season. Now a quick throw as that's complete on the hitch route. A gain of 6 there on 1st.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion. They would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication. And as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
That's complete to his tight end, Mike Gesicki. A gain of 28 yards there and give him a 1st down.
First and goal at the 8-yard line. Let's go, defense.
They'll run here with Ingram. And they'll be driven back here, losing yardage to the 9. Now the Dolphins going to burn the first of their timeouts, as the clock will stop with just under 30 seconds to go in the first half. Now from the 9, here's second and goal. Second and 9 now. This will be caught at about the 5. The Dolphins going to take their second timeout, as the stoppage will come with 23 seconds to go till halftime. The catch good for 6 yards, but now it's third and goal. Well, they've gotten it down to the 3, but now this is third and goal. They'll look to run with Ingram. Well, this is going to depend on the spot, but it's not a very generous one. He looks to be about a yard or so short. He needed 3. He got 2. Now that'll set up an interesting situation here on 4th and a yard. And offensively, they'll take the timeout with 6 seconds left in the second quarter. So they won't get a touchdown, but here's a chance to at least get 3 to end the first half. Less than an extra point attempt here. This is an 18-yarder. So a late 3 there, and that'll help as they head into the break.
Talk about situational football and something they've worked on since the OTAs and mini camps the previous summer. They take care of the ball, get 3 points, knowing they're going to get the ball to start the second half. That's the old 2-for-1 special to finish things off.
An incredibly short kick fielded way up there. So we've hit halftime. Just a field goal separating these two teams at the break. As we send you down to Orlando, where Jonathan Coachman has our EA Sports halftime report. Coach, the Dolphins in front, and they'll be in possession of the football first as the second half gets started. This is taken at the 3. And he'll take this one near the 25, call it the 26-yard line.
At their own 26-yard line.
The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. They have the lead now. They'll be looking for some separation here as we begin the third quarter.
I like the way you term that, because now I think they go a little bit deeper into their playbook. They like what they did in the first half. That worked okay. But in order to get the separation that you just talked about, change things up a little bit. Change your tendencies. Try and hit them a little bit more with some things they didn't see in the first half.
Let's see if they do just that. Six yards on that last play. Here's second and 4. Second and 4. And he gets this one to midfield before he's brought down. 18 big yards on that one, and a Miami first.
And there's another completion to the tight end. And let's face it, it is hard to overthrow a 6'6" target.
It is indeed. Quarterbacks like their speed guys. They like that huge 6'6" target that they've got in him.
They really do, and it reminds me of what one great tight end told me once. He told his quarterback, just make sure you throw it up there, you know, kind of like put up on the top shelf where the kids can't get it.
Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete. Albert Wilson, the intended receiver there, and that'll bring up second down. So after the incompletion on first, now second and 10. Running from the shotgun with Drake. And he is across midfield from 149 to the other 49. A gain of just 2.
Well, they had that one sniffed out. Excellent run blitz. Stop that one for a short gain.
What makes a good run blitz a good run blitz?
The ability to stay on task, to follow up your assignment, go to the gap you're supposed to cover, and not be deterred by anything else.
They'll look to throw here. This one complete to Ingram. And he'll only get this to about the 44 as they stop him short of the line to gain.
One hallmark of good defenses is understanding the game, understanding positioning, and tackling immediately in the secondary after catches. I think we just saw that on display right there.
Got to him before he ever had a chance to think about turning it upfield. So look at this. Here's the field goal unit coming out. And he is going to need to bomb this one. Now whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense. It's just their first, so 2 remaining as they burn one here in this third quarter. The Dolphins will send out the punter now, as he should be able to pin him back deep here with his first punt. And look at this, it's a fake. And he will not even make it back to the line of scrimmage. A little trickeration there, but it doesn't fool this defense. And the Bengals will get the football back. A very good starting field position for the Bengals here as they come up 1st and 10 at their own 46. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. That one good for 15, and the Bengals get a first down.
We use the word relentless a lot with guys who are aggressive on the field. In this case, it really fits, doesn't it? How about his ability to break tackles and his feet never stop moving?
He's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on first down. Now after that last play, there's a Bengal down on the field. We'll check on his status when we get back.
Set, ready? 10-2 stop. 2 right here.
On second down, here's Mixon. And all the way in for a Cincinnati score. Joe Mixon, his second touchdown of the afternoon. And the Bengals are going to jump back in front. He's given him a little jolt, just gave him the lead there, but 2 TDs now in the game.
And that jolt puts them in the lead. What a terrific job by him. He is carrying the ball and simply saying, I want to win.
And now he's hoping his defense has that mentality as they try to hang on to that lead. After the touchdown, it's Robbie Gould now to kick it away. This one fielded at the 5. And he'll be brought down at the 23, make it the 24-yard line.
At their own 24-yard line.
Let's go.
The Dolphins at the line, ready for their next drive. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. Caught by Wilson. It's a gain of 22 as we tick towards 2:22 on the clock.
In today's football, where receivers break tackles, make people miss, get upfield for the extra yardage, when you see a play like that where it's caught and he's dropped on the spot, that's a big-time play by the defense.
Looking to throw. They'll tussle for it, and this is going to be caught. And he'll be out just a yard or 2 shy of the 30. That's now a pair of explosive plays in succession, both north of 20 yards. This quarterback now 5 straight completions here in this second half, 1st and 10.
H3, 218, chopper. Exit. Orbit.
The play-action fake. They'll look to throw. And Stills bringing it in. And he will take it in for a Dolphins touchdown. Kenny Stills, his first touchdown here of the new campaign. And the Dolphins are once again going to retake the lead. Extra point right down the middle. And it's now 17-14. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And he'll wind up getting an extra couple yards here for his trouble as he'll bring this one out to the 27. The Cincy offense about ready to go here on their next drive. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked, but you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
2nd and 6 at the 31-yard line.
The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6.
Switch. Go.
They'll stay on the ground. Mixon again. And he gets this to the 35. Good for a gain of 5.
I think we can safely say that those types of players are the backbone of this offense. We know not every run's going to be a big hitter, but you know they'll take that type of result on each and every attempt.
They give to Mixon to try to pick it up. And he'll go down, and that will do it for the third quarter of action. Back now in Cincinnati. It's been a very hotly contested game to this point. Just a field goal separating these two teams as we get set for the fourth quarter. Looking to throw. Stanley. Open man there is Malone. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. Second and right at a yard.
I always laugh when people say, what's the toughest route to defend? And I'm like, any of them, especially if it's a good receiver. That makes things very difficult. But when you're running a drag route, something short, shallow, going through defenders, using guys almost as screens in order to get open, that makes things tough for guys trying to get to the football.
That last catch short of the marker by just a yard leaves him with a very manageable 2nd and 1. And he'll take it down shy of the 45 at the 46. 6 yards the pickup, and that's a first down. Some good games going on in the early window. This might be the best of the bunch. Now a play fake here on first down. That's caught. It's Malone. He'll get this one down near the 20-yard line, just shy of the 20. Call that a very strong gain of 24.
Check 52 to the line. Check 52 to the line.
Operating from the gun, Stanley. Open man is Cantrell. And they'll bring him down at the 18-yard line. The completion good for 3, and it's 2nd down.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
And for one of the few times here today, this run's not going to go anywhere. No gain on the play, and it's going to bring up a 3rd down. One of the bigger plays in the game thus far, and the crowd getting into it as we come up on a big 3rd down. From the gun, Stanley. And a quick throw here, that's complete. And he's able to pick up the first down before he's tackled right at the 10. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. Only way to get the lead here, of course, with a touchdown, and that's what they're gunning for on 1st and goal. They'll give it to Mixon. And he'll be brought down here at the 3-yard line. A good pickup there, 7 yards, and it's going to be 2nd and goal now.
Oh, that's one to warm the hearts of all those old-school football players, isn't it? Tough, hard, gritty run, got behind his pads, bowled over a few people. Look at that one, right up the gut.
So up through 3 quarters, no reason to lighten up now. Here's a run with Mixon, and maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line.
It's a tough one right there. He ran right into the teeth of the blitz as the linebacker was freed up in order to stuff that one for a loss. I think quarterbacks got to see that, got to find a way to audible into something a little more advantageous.
As big of a play as we've had in this one so far. This is 3rd and 3. 3 points separating these two sides with 2 minutes left to go in the 4th. So the Bengals in possession of the football here as we get you reset. They face a critical 3rd and goal now in a one-score game. And they'll go jet sweep to try to pick it up. That is not going to be any help as they dump him behind the line of scrimmage. They were ahead of schedule after the gain of 7 on first down, but the defense does not budge on 2nd and 3rd. So a big kick coming for Robbie Gould. From the right hash here, should be an easy one. The kick by Gould is good. And we are all tied here in the final stages. So a big kick to get this back to even. Yet now the worry is, did you leave too much time on the clock? Because another field goal the other way, that does you in.
You're exactly right. You didn't get into overtime yet. So now as a defense, you've got to think to yourself, you can't play prevent defense and just give up big chunks of yardage in front of you. But you also can't let anyone behind you. So you sit right on the line between the two, play the best defense you can, and not make it easy for them to move the ball downfield.
Push him back.
They'll come out throwing here on first down. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's 2nd down.
Work with me, partner. Take a deep breath, because that's what they're doing down the field now. That incompletion allowed them to exhale a little bit. Get in the huddle, kind of scan the crowd, see if any celebrities are here. Relax a little bit as they start this big drive.
Check 13. Check 13. Slam, slam, slam. Hatchet, hatchet. Jet, ready, go.
Now he'll look to throw here on 2nd and 10. And that's going to be incomplete. A lot of contact, no call, and it's 3rd down. So back-to-back incompletions, now 3rd and 10. And first things first, before you think about marching the ball down the field, you got to move the chains.
You're exactly right. Got to get back into focus here. Get the first down. That's what's vital to them.
Big play coming up. Here's 3rd and 10.
I would expect to see some pressure here.
The pressure drops off as they'll look to throw. And Wilson has it. A good pick up there of 20 yards. Tell you what, he's been able to put the ball in some tight spots all game long. That throw, no different.
Yeah, a lot of people would call it a gutsy type of a throw. I think he looks at it as, I can do it, so it's not that big of a deal to me, and I'm going to keep firing.
They'll set up a throw. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's 2nd down. That would have been a tough catch, but in this 2-minute drill, those are the ones you really hope your guys come up with.
Yeah, you don't want your guy to be able to take the out because it was a tough catch. You needed him to come up with that one, because if he does, it alters the perspective of this 2-minute drill, doesn't it?
An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. Now a draw play with Drake. After getting stuffed on first down, not much better there. 2-yard gain.
I know a lot of people won't like the draw called in that situation, but every now and then that pops big. In this case, it didn't happen.
A nickel look now for the Bengals as they try to stop them here on 3rd down.
57's the mark. Watch 57. Ready.
They'll look to throw. They're able to locate Wilson. And he's got another first down as the tackle's going to be made at the Bengals 35. The Dolphins going to take their 2nd timeout as they'll stop it with 25 ticks remaining on the clock. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. From the gun, it's a run for Ingram. He'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's 2nd and 4.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
And now here comes as they take it with 8 ticks remaining. So now it all comes down to the left foot up, and a costly one there as this game remains tied here in the 4th. So an empty possession there. What do you think went wrong, Charles?
Well, it looked like maybe the plant leg might have given way just a little. And when that happens, guys have a tendency to pull through the ball to compensate. And in doing so, sent this one off target.
The Bengals drive about to get going. Tie game, and barring something incredible here, we're likely headed to overtime.
And just a couple of scenarios here to keep in mind. One, if you want to be really aggressive, you do throw the Hail Mary and see if you can get something downfield.
What would you do?
What I would do is either hand it off inside or more likely to take a knee and let the clock run out. Because if I'm back there trying to throw and a sack happens, the ball comes free, I can lose the game here. If I get to overtime, I can still win it.
Let's see if they are in line with Charles Davis. And here in overtime, if the team that receives the ball scores a touchdown, it's over. If they don't, we can still have some more football.
That's exactly right. If they go down and kick a field goal, the other team gets a possession to either match it or score a touchdown to win the ball game. If both teams kick field goals, the next team to score wins. But if the receiving team throws a pick six or fumbles the ball and it gets picked up by the defense and they score, the game is over at that point.
And he's able to get it across the 20, but not by much, as he's marked down at the 21-yard line. The Cincy offense about ready to go here on their next drive. They control their own destiny here. They have the football in overtime. Obviously, a touchdown would win it.
And I think teams around the league are still adjusting to the idea of going downfield, scoring a touchdown wins the game, because they were used to just going downfield and trying to get in field goal range to win a game. Still having to make that transition. Let's face it now, the ones who are doing it best know they need to go down, attack, put the ball in the end zone, and not leave it up to a field goal and give the other team a chance.
Yeah, as we said, they control their own destiny now. Now, a deep ball there on second down, but it'll wind up incomplete. Another nice job there defensively. They've really stymied their passing attempts, and it continues in overtime.
And for them to do that, that means they've had to be cohesive on defense. Pressure in the quarterback's face, good coverage of not just the wide receivers, but the tight end, the running backs when they try and slip out, and making sure they're at the point of attack. When the ball's in the air, they get there and help force some of those incompletions.
It's a gain of 20 and picking up the first.
Gator. Check. Cross. Ready.
Blitz coming, and down he goes. Justin Houston. He's the culprit, dropping him for a 2-yard loss.
Well, that play was the very definition of fast, quick, and in a hurry. Suddenly, he was there.
In a blink of an eye, that happened fast, and a big sack. He's going to let this one go deep. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete.
You got to remember, because now that we're in overtime, mistakes get magnified. So you got to walk that line between being aggressive and being careful, because that was a dangerous throw right there. He obviously could not have an interception in this spot.
And nearly was an interception. He's lucky to get that one back. Back to throw. Stanley. Complete to his tight end Sample. And he's got another first down as he's brought down at the Dolphins' 41-yard line.
It's got to the point when we see guys like that make that type of a catch. Not fair goes through my brain. That size, that speed, and now they're acting like wide receivers too.
Yeah, tight end one-handed catches. They're kind of like wide receiver one-handed catches nowadays.
Just not right.
And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. 2 minutes left in this overtime session, and still all tied.
8, read. I got him.
Looking to throw on second down. Stanley. He gets this in the hands of Mixon. And he's going to get this down near the 30-yard line. It's a gain of 13, and the Bengals have a first down.
Brandon, that's a huge completion there. That puts them in field goal range, but let's face it, they don't want 3 here. They want 6. With these overtime rules, a touchdown finishes it off.
Yeah, looking to win it right away. Good to know, though, that they have 3 in their back pocket if they need it. Mixon with a first down carry. A short gain here, maybe a yard to the 29. Now a second timeout called for by the defense. They'll be down to just one remaining as we step aside here in overtime. The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. Again, it's Mixon. And taking it to the 15-yard line before he's brought down. They'll get 14 on that one. Good for a Bengal first down.
That's pretty much meat and potatoes right there, wasn't it? Just go right at them and let your big horse charge up the middle. Not too fancy there, was it?
Nothing fancy at all, challenging that defense. And on that go-around, the offense won the challenge. And they get to him quickly here as he stopped right around the 13. Now the defense will burn their 3rd and final timeout. That's their 2nd and last timeout here in the overtime session. We'll be back. The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8. Now Joe Mixon trying to run inside, but nothing there. Officially no gain on the play, and they're left with a 3rd and 8. I don't want to overhype it, but this is a big early season game, especially an overtime win. That can give you a big boost going forward in the season.
It certainly can, and I don't think you're overhyping it because cliches go out the window when you start to play overtime. And you're right, the winner of this game now, that's an extra boost moving forward. And it actually is an extra hurt for the team that loses because normally you shake it off. But in this situation, it lingers a little bit longer.
So the field goal unit is on the field as this is a big spot right here. And the 38-year-old vet able to split the uprights. Well, we thought this game would be a good one. It did not disappoint into overtime, and it took the field goal to win it.
And we always pay lip service to how important it is to play defense. And usually we focus on the big offensive pyrotechnics, right? But in this case, they got the ball back on defense, gave themselves a chance, and they capitalized on it with a victory.
And I don't care what distance that field goes from in overtime. The knees are always knocking, but he pushed it through.
Not only that, think about your snapper, your holder. A lot of nerves for them, too, because they have to do their job in order to give him one last chance to put a foot to it.
So for Cincinnati, they make amends for their Week 1 loss by winning their home opener. And they will hit the road next week to take on the Pittsburgh Steelers. Meanwhile, for Miami, they will fall to 1-1. And they'll get a chance to redeem themselves at home next week. And for Charles Davis and our entire crew here at EA Sports, I'm Brandon Gaudin saying so long, everybody.
Tell me what you want, what you need. Tell me what you wanna give. How much blood would you bleed? I'ma tell you I'm a misconceiver. I'm a believer. Someone better kick my fever. Tell me it's 100 degrees underneath my whole flesh. Everyone tells me it's a bit of a mess. I'ma tell the